What's up, guys? So today we'll be discussing about Tawang in the month of March 2025. What you should be expecting in terms of weather, road condition. Is it a good time to be going there? How many days do you need when you're planning a trip to Tawang in the month of March? And overall, what is the gear and the budget that you need to be having when you're planning your all exciting trip to Tawang in the month of March? Now, keep in mind that March is a transition month. The first half of March is when winter will be there, so the daytime temperature in the first half of March will be anywhere between 0 to 10 degrees, while the night temperature will be in minus. It can go as low as minus 10. While in the second half of March, the temperature should get a little bit more pleasant, with the daytime temperature ranging from 5 degrees to 15, and the nighttime temperature being as low as 0 to, I would say, maximum minus 5, not anything below that. It will snow in the month of March. It's generally during the first half of March that it can snow. But when you're planning a trip to Tawang in the month of March this year, keep in mind that the first week is a no-go time for Tawang because it is Losar, and Losar is the new year for Tibetans, for Buddhists, and for all the people who are Buddhist basically. And Tawang, being a Buddhist town, is a place which follows the Tibetan calendar, and being the new year for them, everything is going to be shut. And when I say everything, I mean everything. Other than the hotel where you'll get accommodation, the restaurants, the market area, even the shared vehicles from place to place will not be available. So if you're going from the 28th to the 5th of March, it's going to be a complete dead vibe for Tawang. You will really not like the ambience and the atmosphere because anyway, sunset is early, and after sunset, the whole day everything is going to be closed. It's a time where people from within Arunachal and rest of the places come home to spend quality time with their families because it's one of their main festivals. So, if you are someone who is planning your trip in the first half of March, that is the first week, I would personally recommend you to change your dates because it's going to be a very dull and not so pleasant experience. Because I've been there once, unfortunately, during Losar. It was a good vibe because the hotel owner took care of us, but other than that, everything was shut. The market was shut, the restaurants and the hotels were shut because they're all run by locals who are Buddhist, and you will not get anything to eat. You might have a few of the Bengali run dabas which are open, but other than that, nothing else will be there. So now when it comes to how to get there, keep in mind that traveling by the helicopter is very unlikely in the month of March because it either snows or it rains, and unpredictable weather will make it very dicey for you to rely on taking the helicopter from Guwahati to Tawang. The best way to get in and out is to take the vehicle, either the bus or the shared sumo, or hiring a private taxi, whichever option suits your budget. But just keep in mind that doing an overnight journey is only possible when you're doing the bus, because the drivers will not really take the overnight journey because it's too much of a hassle for one person to drive such a long distance overnight, because the roads are scary on the ghats. Now, which are the places that you should be visiting in Tawang in March? Everything is accessible. You can go through Sela Pass, you can go through Sela Tunnel, Bumla Pass, Sangastar Lake, Tawang, you name it, all the places are easily accessible. Just make sure that you are planning a trip for minimum 6 days or more. I would say ideally 7 days is perfect for the month of March, because if there is any kind of a blizzard, because there's been a time a few years back when the month of March that we were caught in a blizzard, a sudden snowstorm which occurred out of nowhere. Even Google had not predicted the weather, but that caught us unaware, and everything was shut, including Bumla Pass, Sangastar Lake, everything was shut. So if you want to avoid that situation, I would always recommend someone who's going in the month of February or March, and specifically March, to have a banker day in Tawang, which will come handy so that you do not end up missing out on Sangastar Lake and Bumla Pass. Now, it's important to remember that when you're traveling to Tawang in March, you need a inner line permit, which can be done online. It's through the government website. With the permit costs rupees 500, and you need to apply for it online at least a week in advance. The permit usually takes anywhere between half an hour to, I would say, a day or two to enter your email ID. It's an e-copy which you need. You do not need to print it out. It will cost you around 500 rupees per person, and every person traveling to Tawang in your group needs the permit. You cannot enter Tawang without this permit. Biking in Tawang in the month of March is not at all advisable because The place is still covered in snow and it can snow anytime, which will make biking extremely difficult. I would say not even difficult, I would say impossible for the month of March. So do not even consider going biking. The months of April and May, end of April and May is more ideal for biking, but not March at all. Now, when it comes to what you should be carrying, you definitely need warm clothing. You need to be carrying your thermals. So if you're someone who feels extremely cold, you need to be having your muffler, your gloves. You definitely need to have a good jacket. If you do not have one, you can always buy one from Guwahati, or you can also pick up one in Tawang town depending on how you're feeling. Now, keep in mind that heaters are available in Tawang, but not all accommodations in Tawang have power backups, because electricity usually gets cut off in the night by around 11:30 or 12, and that will make your heater pretty useless if there's no power backup. Now, when it comes to network, remember that you can use postpaid and prepaid, both work very well. BSNL and Airtel work the best, while Jio and Vodafone also work very well. Vodafone is the worst from the four networks, but Airtel is the best network for Tawang region. UPI also is acceptable easily by most people in Tawang, so you do not need to be worrying about it. ATMs are in plenty, but my personal recommendation is always carry cash from home, at least 10,000, so that the petty amounts you can always spend in cash, and carry money in smaller denominations, since it's more convenient when traveling over there. Now, the reason you should be visiting Tawang in the month of March is because you'll still get to see a mix of the frozen lakes as along with the lakes which are defrosting. So it gives you a very unique experience, clubbed with the fact that the mountains are snow capped. Now, remember, if you're someone who's traveling to Tawang for peace and serenity, March is the perfect time to be going there, because it's still low on the tourist crowd compared to what you'll expect in the summer months of April and May. Over and above this, you have a chance of getting stuck in Tawang if the weather turns bad, but now due to Sela tunnel it won't be the case, because you can really exit. It usually used to be at Sela pass that most people used to get stuck. Now, nowadays it's very unlikely that you would get stuck, because everybody takes Sela pass when it starts to snow, so that you avoid the drama of getting caught up in the snowstorm at Sela pass. Sela lake is something that's going to be frozen, and my personal recommendation is do not even consider walking on the frozen lake, because there's been an incident in the past couple of weeks where a group of people were walking on the lake, and the lake ended up cracking and they went in, and that can be really dangerous. It can even end up taking your life, so avoid that. Now, if you're someone who's planning a trip to Tawang in the month of March, we have a couple of trips happening in March. You can find the links in the description, and you can check the link which will take you to our website. You can get all the information from our website, and if you're interested, you can directly WhatsApp us from our website. And if you have any queries related to Tawang for the month of March, you can leave a comment in the comment section, and we'll be more than happy to help you. Now, till our next video for Tawang, stay safe, stay happy, and stay blessed.